Good morning. So, today is the 17th of January. It is currently 10:07 and I have to be somewhere in 20 minutes. As the title of this video, I'm explaining my whole moving schools or not moving schools or where I'm going, or basically my whole school situation. This isn't really my typical vlog. I'm just explaining this in case any of you guys are wondering like what's happening with my life at the moment, or what's happened, or how I'm feeling, or what school I'm freaking going to. Okay, so here is the situation. So I went to Greenpoint since year 1 to year 7, right? And then at the end of last year, I got told that I had to move schools because my parents couldn't afford it anymore. And so I was really depressed for like at least 3 months. Like I was full like upset, like, you know, around my friends I was like, you know, happy and like excited, not about moving schools, but just like, you know, happy personality at the time. But like deep down I was so upset, I was sad. A few weeks before the end of term 4, that rhymes, it was confirmed that I was moving schools, and I was so sad. I was crying almost every night. You know, I was in a really bad state. I started having nightmares, and I wouldn't sleep for a couple of nights in a row, and it was terrible. I probably shouldn't be that emotional about moving schools, but that's just who I am. I get emotional very easily. I cry at nearly everything. So the last day of school, I was a wreck. Well, not really at school, because the last day of school, I thought I was going to cry a lot more, but I was basically focusing on having an amazing last day rather than having a day with me crying all day. At the beginning of last year, about exactly like a year ago from now, I got told that I might be moving schools, and I was like, oh yeah, you know, I'll find a way out of it, blah blah blah. Then when it came to the last term, I was like, oh my gosh, like I'm actually moving schools, like this is serious. And so when it was like serious that I was moving, I was like, oh my gosh. Okay, so the thought that I had on my mind throughout the whole 2017 that I never brought up to anyone, not even my friends or my family, because my nan and I, my mum's mum, we're like extremely close. We've been like really close since I was little. Not gonna go into that because I'll make this video too long. But yeah, so we've been like best friends, and I had this idea on my mind that I never brought up asking because I thought it was too out there and I didn't want to be like rude for asking. Basically, I wanted to ask if my nan could pay for me, because I'm not going to go into anything financially, but I knew that she could pay for it. And since we're really close, I thought it would be like, you know, like bonding, like, you know, just a nice thing to do for me. But I never brought it up because I didn't want to be like, oh, why don't you pay for it? Like I didn't want to like put it out there or like push her to do it or anything, if you know what I mean. And so when I was in Queensland, I was like, you know what? I've had enough of this moving schools thing. I don't want it to happen. I'm just going to ask her and put it out there. And so I texted her. I was like, hey, not meaning to be out there or anything, and you can totally say no. It's totally fine. But I've had this thought on my mind for like a whole year now. About you, if you would be able to pay for me to stay at Greenpoint. And she was like, yes, I was going to offer, but you seemed happy to move. And I was like, well, yeah, I may have seemed happy, but I was never happy. I didn't want to move at all. And yes, I have so many amazing friends now that I have met like through social media and through other people that go to Terrigal now, and I plan to stay in touch with them. So if you're watching this, I do love you guys, and I'm sorry that I'm actually not moving there, but we still need to stay in touch and actually meet each other, because some of them I've only met on social media. I've never met them in real life, but like I know who they are. And so when my nan agreed, I was like shocked. I thought she was going to be like blah 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 blah, no, it's too late, blah, like I'm not going to pay for it. But she actually said yes, and my mind went from really depressed to extremely overjoyed. Like I was so happy. And so I texted my dad and I was like, Nana offered to pay for my school fees. And he was like, okay, we'll just check with your mum that it's okay with me. And so I checked with mum, and mum said yes, that it's fine too, because, you know, it's sort of their decision if they're going to allow her to pay for it. I actually thought they were going to say no and that they wouldn't allow her to pay for it because it was too much of a big thing to do. So my dad rang the school actually when I was in Queensland. I think this was a couple of days into January. Oh, no, it was the 3rd of January. It was on my nan's birthday that I asked her, actually. my dad rang the school and pretty much explained the situation, but he had to leave it as a voice message because the office people didn't get back to work until I think it was the 9th, they said, or that following Monday. He even told them that I was having nightmares, which he only told me about yesterday, that he told them that I was having nightmares. And so I was like, okay, bit weird, but anyway. And so on the 9th, my dad emailed them again and rang them again, and they told him that the people that organizes the enrollment and stuff doesn't actually get back until the 16th, which was yesterday. And so yesterday my dad rang me and was like, I need to email you something as soon as possible. And I was like, okay, this is my email, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, okay, bye. And then ended the call. And I checked my email. And this was the email that came up. I'm going to have to blur out a lot of stuff about what school it is and the emails and stuff. But basically, that was the email. And when I read it, I started crying. I was full crying with happiness. I'm not even kidding. I was actually crying. I sent a video to some of my close friends that go to Greenpoint, and I was like, oh my gosh, guys, I'm crying. I'm coming back to Greenpoint, blah, 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 blah. But yeah, so I'm moving back to Greenpoint. That is the situation. So yeah, thank you guys for listening to me explaining my school situation. But yeah, so I'm moving back to Greenpoint. Sorry to all the people at Terrible that really wanted me to come, or people at Greenpoint that really wanted me to move. But I'm moving back and I plan on staying there. My dad got a new job. Well, he actually sort of retired / got a new job. Don't really know how to explain it, but yeah, so he thinks that he can keep us both there next year too. You say bye? You say bye to everyone?
Bye.
Say thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching me.
See you tomorrow with a new vlog.
See you in my new book.
Bye.
Bye.